It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to yet another exciting time on Heritage with Oloi J. Oihohai. And guess what? Today on Heritage, we'll be looking at the visitation of the Oba of Benin. Yes, to this wonderful place called Emotan Palace. Wherever you are, it's time for you to know the reason why he was here. And of course, the significant role this great woman has played in the history of Benin Kingdom. His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Ukwakbolokbolo Ewaye II Oba of Benin, his wives, a large throne of chiefs, Enigi, priests of different divinity, market women, and members of the royal family paid a royal and traditional visit to Emotan's shrine in Benin City. The visit was traditional as the Oba of Benin performed certain sacred traditional rites of edification and fortification. Emotan, as she was popularly called, is a lady who hailed from a community near Benin City. Her maiden name was Uwaraye and married to Chief Azama during the reign of Oba Ohen in the 15th century. Emotan was an industrious woman and excelled in the basics of thread spinning, sonorous singing, and profitable trading. However, cooking was to her a repugnant exercise which she relinquished to her mother before she got married to Chief Azama. The name Emotan came into existence as a result of Emotan's sluggishness in home activities. Her husband called her Emotan, meaning weak person, which was translated into Emotan, the name she became known with among the nobles.
Emotan was a great woman, and still a great woman in Benin history, and a great woman amongst all women in ancient Benin. When you talk of women, or great women, ancient women, we can never forget Emotan as one of them. I think Idia, the mother of Obaesige, can only be compared as far as greatness is concerned with Emotan. But we look at Emotan because what he did may not have been so much expounded or great as that of Idia, mother of Oba Isige, going to war. But it did something extraordinary for Oba Ewari. Emotan was a wife to a chief in Ogbe. Arabe is the name. Waraye is the name of others. And when she was there, they said that she was sometimes sluggish, not strong enough. When the husband, I'm a chief now, and the day I go to palace, I think the woman that is preparing food must be very agile and make sure that by 8 o'clock I'm going to the palace. Otherwise, I can't be dressed in my usual attire and begin to wait for food. But whenever it is the turn of Emotan to prepare food for the chief, the husband, they always even the other wife will just bring it, say, okay, take. So they now nickname me Emotan. That's somebody who is sluggish in Benin. But the husband died and he had no child. She now packed away from the house. Normally, in a polygamous house in those days, when you have no issue, you have no, you can't stay in that house. Otherwise, I mean, they make you somehow a jester. So that Emotan was packed away. He had no other place to go than to go to the front of Oba Market and begin to sell her wares there. They said that he was selling this Maggi, and that's what we call a barrier in Benin, that's made from ogi and other things, articles that she can sell. People were going there. She was even sleeping there. So it happened that some women, when they go to market, they will say, Iye, those bringing their children to market, small children, Iye, I beg you, let me look after the child for me until I buy something inside the Oba Market and come back. That thing began to make her famous. So that everybody, I mean, she had no child, but whenever it is daytime, you see children playing around her. So that we get 4 or 5 children taking care of it. If it will be nowadays, that's already a daycare mother.
Yes.
So she became famous. Go on, Yamo money, go and give who's going to carry the child. So no, give it to Ije, give it to that woman. So she became famous.
Emotan, who was childless until the death of her husband, Chief Azama, relocated from her husband's house and settled near Oba Market, where she continued her trading in local spices. Emotan became very useful and important to market women and others as she cared for children and had regards for mothers. Emotan displayed a resounding love and attention for children so that she became central figure in the society among young ones.
The Benins recognized her as an important, prominent woman of those days because of the part she played. Emotan was a beautiful young girl or lady.
Emotan became more popular when she assisted Oba Ewai to become victory over his younger brother, Oba Waifiokun, who took over power to reign over Benin Kingdom without the laid down rules and regulations. Emotan did not only hide Oba Ewai, she also informed him of his rightful place in Benin Kingdom, which she helped to recover, thereby strengthening the history of Benin Kingdom. In about 1445 AD, during the reign of Oba Ewai, he remembered Emotan, who assisted him to reclaim his crown, and gave an edict that brought Emotan's historic deed into the traditions of Benin Kingdom. Oba Ewai ordered that the body be buried at Oba Market in the same spot where she used to trade. He planted a tree on the grave site, and he also proclaimed her as the deity to be worshipped as the mother of love and kindness.
Something happened extraordinarily. All the chiefs that gave Oba Ohen native Choko Orwe, Ewai, Ogun, started killing them. one by one, he became a person that is being looked for. So that during this process in Benin, when they were looking for him, he was almost got to be killed. Then he had himself at a Mota's house in Nobas Market. Those people that were looking for him, they got to the motor, said, "We saw him running down this side. Where is he?" He said, "Well, no, he went through this side. I saw him." Oh my God! And he was inside, and he would have been caught, and he would have been killed. So they left. When he came out, he ran away and he entered the jungle he has been, and he remembered. And when he became a number, before he became a number, Emotan has died. And said that woman that helped me save my life must be remembered. He planted a tree on the grave of Emotan, and that tree was there. The tree is called Iruhe tree. It's a life tree. So that tree had been there for many years, and I think one of the trees was the one that fell by one European businessman near Emotan there. And when it fell down, he fell it, and the Benin BDNA at that time, and the Oba of Benin, Oba Akenzo II, was not happy, and they reported to the British Council, and the person that did this thing was a British council and a business man too, so that the British Council now made another not tree again, but they now constructed a statute made of brass, and it was done by one J.D. Danford at that time, and that statute was erected in 1954, and it was unveiled by Oba Akenzo II, 20th March 1954, and that is the statute you now see. But Ebai made a law that all the people, chieftaincy title, burial rights, and those people, whatever you are doing, that you are having procession outside, you must go to a Mota's shrine or a Mota's statute and pay homage to it. And that's what we are still doing up to today, to remember that woman who saved his life.
Today in Benin City, Emotan's beautiful statue conspicuously stands where she was first buried. In 1951, His Royal Majesty Oba Akenzo II of blessed memory described Emotan as a saint, a prophetess, and a soul of the Benin nation.
In our exhibit gallery, we do not have one for now. But one main reason why over the years we didn't do that is that museums come in different forms. We have what we call museums without walls, museums beyond the showcase. What we have here is a one-stop shop, one-stop gallery where you come and you see just about everything. But when we recognize the fact that what we have at the junction of Ibiwe is a full life statue of a Emotan of sorts, that is a museum on its own. So replicating it in our own exhibit gallery is taking away the shine of what that identity symbol of the culture of the Benin people, what it stands for. So we didn't want that proximity and all that to the museum. So we rather let people go there and see for themselves, because the statue is unique in terms of not just its form but its location. It tells the story of this woman who played a key role in the life of an Oba. So that is why we don't have it in our exhibit.
In reenacting what Oba Ewai the Great did, Oba Ewai II embarked on upgrading the shrine to meet standard of the present day. Therefore, the presence of the Benin monarch, His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Ukwakolokpolo Oba Ewai II, Oba of Benin at the Emotan Shrine, was symbolic and spiritual in many respects. The legendary Emotan having been deified and venerated close to 600 years ago by Oba Ewai II, great ancestor. Interestingly, at the site of Emotan Shrine, which the Omonoba has completely transformed into an aesthetic model, Omonoba Ewai II prayed fervently to the spirit of Emotan, the great royal ancestors, and the Almighty God for ceaselessly granting him radiant health, good fortune, and longevity. Expectedly, the Omonoba also prayed for robust health and prosperity of members of royal family, the Benin Kingdom, as well as the peace, progress, and oneness of Nigeria. Yes, of course, you will agree with me. It has been a wonderful time with you on Heritage. You saw it all. You saw the Oba paying homage to Emotan. Yes, it's all about your culture. It's all about my culture. We'll be seeing again next week for another exciting time on Heritage. Till then, do have yourself a wonderful day. Bye for now.